Mall of America. It's home to world-class shopping, great dining, and amazing attractions and events. And these are our stories, presented by Bloomington, Minnesota Travel and Tourism. Well, hello, welcome to So Much More, Mall of America fans. We have a treat for you. Whether you're a hockey fan, if you know a hockey fan, or maybe you want to be a hockey fan, we have the great podcast for you today because we are going to talk with fellow hockey moms and talk about all things World Juniors Championships. It's coming to Minnesota later this year and early in 26. And I know firsthand what it's like to be a hockey mom. It's about dedication, excitement, and honestly, pure chaos that comes with supporting our kids on the ice. Today, I'm joined by two amazing women, Vineeta Sawkar and Kristi Plante, both proud hockey moms and co-chairs for the upcoming Hockey Mom Face-Off at Mall of America. So we'll talk about the event, the incredible hockey mom community, and why the sport brings people together in such a special way. So welcome, Vineeta and Kristi.
Thank you so much. So exciting.
This is so fun. So Vineeta's in studio with me, and Kristi is in the car driving from one destination to another for her boys in hockey. So this is a true testament of multitasking as a hockey mom. So Kristi, welcome, and for joining us remotely.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Perfect.
Taking a little break on the road. I did pull over, so there we go.
Perfect. Well, that's a smart thing. We appreciate that. So all three of us have lived the life of being up early in the morning, being in cold rinks, having countless hours in the car, as we are seeing today with Kristi. But what makes life for you guys as a hockey mom different from other sports that maybe you've experienced with your kids or just other activities that you have in the world? Like, what is so special about being a hockey mom? Vineeta, I'll start with you.
First of all, I have to thank you for including me in this because I'm technically no longer a hockey mom like you.
I think once a hockey mom, always a hockey mom.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm glad to still be in this club, Kristi, with you. My son started when he was 5. He went all the way through high school and college at St. Scholastica, and it was 17 years that I would love to relive over and over again. That moment he stepped on the ice and was hoping to be just like a Minnesota Wild player and was very disappointed when it didn't work out right away. But he worked and worked and worked, and it was that community, Jill. I tell you, I know you know this. I know Kristi knows this. It's that community. It is like no other sport. You all come together. You're there early in the morning in these freezing cold rinks, and you all just kind of bond together. A lot of parties, a lot of restaurant events, a lot of tournaments, but it's all about cheering for our kids, whether it's boys, girls, whatever it is, and coming together. And for me, it's the best sport in the world. So it's been a joy to watch it through the years through my son.
And I think a very special sport for Minnesota, especially. We have pond hockey, we have the indoor rinks, literally in every community and everywhere you turn, it's all about hockey. And even though we're in football season right now, as we look forward to the next season, it's going to be all about hockey from, the mini mites all the way through the pro level. And it's just so exciting to see all those levels of competition and just development of skill and community. So.
It's so true. And I look at Kristi, I mean, she's living the dream. I mean, I know you're in a car right now pulled over, but you're living the dream with the achievement level that your boys have reached. It's so impressive, Kristi.
Yeah. So Kristi, over to you. What is it like to be a hockey mom for 3 boys in the sport?
I'm just very fortunate. I'll reiterate what Vineeta said. It's the community piece of it. And that's what's like so special is, when they're, 3-4 years old, and you're down on your knees, tying their skates, putting their shin pads on, and you're like, oh my goodness, and you're sweating, and you're looking around at these people that you haven't met, the other parents, but you're all kind of in it together. And then seeing like a more of a veteran parent come over and say, hey, I'll help you here, or, grab the other kid as they're running off, whatever. So it's that community. And then, just growing up then with those people through the community that you're in, that's probably made the most special after all, like looking back on it all. And yes, I'm still in it. And, but like you said too, like Vineeta, once you're a hockey mom, you're always a hockey mom. You can always relate and understand to what everyone's kind of going through. And I think what makes it special is if you do pick up someone when they're kind of down, or seeing their struggles, if you can, help people along the way. I think that's kind of what makes it so special is everyone understands where you kind of are at. If you're trying to get 1, 2, 3 kids out there at the same time or different times and running around, that's, I think, what makes it the most special is having other people pitch in and helping. And that's why you have the parties or you have it because you kind of need others people to lean on. And I have many people that I've leaned on through the years and appreciate them, but that's what makes it kind of special is everyone kind of is in the same boat.
Absolutely. So my son played hockey all the way from, literally when he could walk, he had his hockey helmet and stick in his crib with him. He fell in love with it from a very, very young age and played all the way through his high school years. And even to this day, now he's graduated a couple of years ago, we still stay in contact with those hockey parents. We built a bond that was something very, very special. Had a lot of safety meetings together, as I think is one term that only hockey moms can really appreciate. But so much fun. And one thing that the three of us were able to experience earlier this year was in Ottawa when we cheered the USA to gold for the World Juniors Championship just this past January. And we're so excited for that to come to Minnesota. But that experience alone really opened my eyes to the talent that is on the ice, because these guys are under 20 years old. They have a lot of teams watching them. They are the best of the best across the globe. Kristi, you were in a very unique spot because you had a son on the ice. What was that like to watch your son compete at that level?
It was actually pretty surreal. I was coming in to a game, actually. I was late flying in. Our plane was delayed, and I was with another mom. And our kids we were listening on the plane as we were trying to get there because we were sitting on the tarmac and they wouldn't let us off. But when we pulled up to the rink and the parking lot's full and we walk in and it had gone to overtime and just hearing the cheers, it just was wow. And admittingly enough, Canada brought it. They were amazing fans. And I'm challenging everyone in the U.S. to try to top them because they were it was pretty loud and pretty special what they brought there, and hoping that we can do the same. But just the fact that my kid was there, he wasn't, anything other than, a role player in it, but everyone felt a part of it, and it was pretty special. And yeah, just kind of pinch me when I hear the cheers and the loudness, and it's fun when the fans start bickering with each other in the playful manner. Just knowing that's actually my kid that's out there, it was pretty special.
Yeah, it was so. I love the picture of your son on the ice with medal in hand, and you're right next to the plexiglass, and the joy and the smiles on you guys, your faces is just invaluable. I love that. And Vineeta, what was your experience like in Ottawa?
So for me, it was fantastic. It was so great to see how they rolled out the red carpet to really welcome fans. But for me, for the casual hockey fan, you may not realize the importance of World Juniors. You are seeing, Max Plante, these future NHL stars, and these kids, well, they're kids, who have so much talent. If you love the Olympics, if you love the Four Nations tournament, which was incredible, it's cheering for your country. It's being a part of an entire fan base that's red, white, and blue. You've got the jersey on.
I have
Jill,
the jersey on. I'm sporting the colors.
Yes, and it's that pride that we have, and we want to show up, like Kristi said, to her point, in a big way, cheering for the U.S. and welcoming these other countries and these other fans who will be here, traveling from all over the world to cheer for their teams. There's nothing like it, and I'm just excited to be a part of it. I'm going to try to go to as many games as I can, and I highly recommend, even if you're not totally into hockey, it is just a worldwide international experience that you don't want to miss.
I had to laugh being in the stands in Ottawa and understanding the shift of the fan support for the team. So as the team started losing in those championship rounds or in the final tiers, and everybody shifted to anybody but the United States. And it was just funny to see that whether it was Finland or Sweden, and they just all kind of shifted towards Canada versus the U.S. And so it was fun to participate with that because we were loud. We cheered on the U.S. and it was great for the second time in a row that the U.S. won. So they're going for that three-peat here in Minnesota, which is a huge task. But I think, as we look at getting closer and closer to the competition, it'll be exciting to see how that comes together. Because Kristi, you were sharing with us that the team itself is not identified yet. Like the guys are still going through the process to be recognized and go through the tryouts and things like that. So talk a little bit about your experience from the inside perspective of the development of the actual team that will play here in Minnesota.
Yeah, so just as a parent perspective of hearing what it is, but they get I think they invite like 40 kids to the invite, and that happened at the end of July into August. And so they invite all, 40 kids to come, and they've had scrimmages against Finland, Sweden, Canada, that they too were kind of trying to form their teams. And that was help me here it was on the Minnesota campus. And that was fun to see. But then they left when they left there,
Ritter. Yeah, I was there. It was great.
So then so they didn't make the team. They didn't announce anyone there. And some kids couldn't make it because they were injured or whatnot. So now what they're doing, the U.S. staff is kind of watching the kids throughout the fall and seeing how they're progressing with their teams. And then there will be an invite sent out probably the end of November. And they usually send it out to like 28, 29 kids. And then that tryout happens in December, kind of after actually the college teams and whatnot have finished most of their season and up until Christmas. And they do like little mini camps, and they don't really announce the team until like 22nd really of December. So there's some happiness, and then there's some heartache as well. But then they go right from that tryout right into playing the games. So it's just kind of a quick, but the kids are prepping for it right now. And with the 40 kids that were invited and the ones that were hurt, they're hoping they'll get the call in later November to come try out in early December. So,
but to put it in perspective for listeners and viewers, the actual event is December 26th through January 5th. So as Kristi's just sharing, like they literally get the final nod the week prior to the actual championship. So that's the level of talent that you're looking at, that they can just connect and bring it to the ice and represent USA.
I was talking to some Wild players doing some interviews last season, and Brock Faber was one of them, just talking about how much being a part of the World Juniors meant to him. You think of Brock Faber's career, the Gophers, now at the Wild. Those World Junior memories are strong for him. And so many of the other players who played for Sweden or whoever, they remember wearing and representing their country is a huge honor, just like it is in the Olympics. That's what you compare the World Juniors to. And that intensity is there with the games as well.
Well, we wish Max the best of luck, because he was a great representative for us in Ottawa, and we hope to see him on the ice again. And if not, we know that team from last year will definitely be cheering on the team this year. It's so exciting for those guys to have that opportunity. So Minnesota Sports and Events, that is the crew that is making this all possible. And Wendy Blackshaw, the CEO, leads this effort and tapped you guys on the shoulder for a special little project with supporting World Juniors and to build momentum across the communities that are here in Minnesota. So talk a little bit about what she tapped you on the shoulder for. So Vineeta, why don't you start us off?
A Hockey Mom All-Star Challenge. We are up for this challenge, Kristi. She's definitely the Hockey Mom All-Star, but we had a contest going, and it wasn't just entering a hockey mom. And we're not just talking moms either. We're talking about dads, grandmas, aunts, whatever that hockey chief operating officer is for your team and your family. And a lot of people sent in nominations, and you could nominate yourself as well. And there's going to be a huge event here at Mall of America. I'm really excited about it. Kristi and I are going to be hosting it. There's going to be judges. We're going to have 5 finalists invited to this, and they're going to win some amazing prizes. You got the list of it, Jill. I can't imagine how exciting it'll be to win this challenge.
It's quite the package. So I would say, we're going to have a great list or lineup of hockey parents for this Hockey Mom Challenge, this opportunity. But you're going to be announcing the finalists, right, on WCCO Radio on October 20th.
October 20th, Monday at 8:20. We're going to announce
tune in to CCO to really hear the finalists because we're super excited about that. But then come out to the mall on November 13th. We'll be in the Huntington Bank Rotunda. We're super excited to host this because, like I said, being a hockey mom, this is really fun for us to be able to bring the community together. But we will be in the Rotunda celebrating these finalists, and we're going to put them up to some challenges. So you definitely have to come out and check this event because we're going to see if these true hockey moms can, whether it's lacing skates or seeing how fast they can get bundled up. I'm not sure what the final competitions are, but I think this is going to be fun. And the grand prize winner is going to win tickets to the game. They're actually going to be announced at the World Juniors Championship. So they get to be on the ice and be able to be announced. They get 4 passes to the host house and be a VIP through this whole experience. We're going to be giving them a $500 Mall of America gift card because, of course, we want to get them, get their fit ready for the hockey rink and get them ready to go. And then they get a professional photo shoot. They get merchandise, a trophy, and, of course, for those that are hockey moms, the notorious mom brownies, the original hockey moms brownies. So fun to have such a great lineup of prizes. But I think it'll just be a fun event for people to come out together, whether you're a hockey parent in the hockey community or not. It'll be a fun event just to experience and to cheer.
And what we hope is a lot of these moms, families, teams come out to the World Juniors with single game tickets on sale now, starting as low as $39. It's an amazing value to see some great hockey, but also, cheer on the hockey mom who wins, hockey parent who wins, but so much to take part in with this. And I think so many opportunities. And I'm so excited on CCO Radio to be able to announce this, the 5 finalists. We're going to do a big drum roll. We're going to have someone from Minnesota Sports and Events do it up big, and then get ready because they got to be challenged when they come here to the Mall of America to that contest.
Absolutely. So, Kristi, when Wendy tapped you on the shoulder, what did you think? Because I think this has just been a whirlwind for you and your family. So we're so excited to have you involved.
Oh, I was excited, and it was talking my language. So that's easy to do. I mean, I've been doing this for, like Vineeta said, 17, 18 years now, and I'm well versed in it, so it wasn't anything that I had to really study up on. And I'm excited to hear what other people have to say with, getting in and getting nominated and hearing their stories, because that's the fun part about it all, is hearing, just the unique things that people come up with or talk about, or, experiences that they've had while they've been a hockey mom, dad, grandparent, sibling, whatever it is. Like you said, it doesn't just have to be the hockey mom. But yeah, I'm excited to hear what see those 5 finalists too, and see what they have to say and get the contest going.
So how would you say that this event helps shine the light on what happens behind the scenes? What are we able to celebrate and share with the rest of the world on the special community that we have with hockey?
I mean, I'm just want to, like I had said earlier, I want to see like what people have to say kind of with their community. And actually it's a reflection too, because sometimes when you're in the hockey world, it is a blur and it is chaos. And just having this opportunity to talk has really got me to thinking like how special it really, really is when you dig deeper into it. Because sometimes you did get bogged down with the little things and the exhaustion. And I'm thinking I like how we're actually celebrating it, and it's got me to think about it a lot too, of like really how special, and in the whole scheme of life, like Vineeta says, like she's not a hockey mom right now, always a hockey mom. You are always a hockey mom, but when you're not doing the finer details, you kind of realize how special it is going back in that time, and thinking of all the fun, just the special memories, and how at the time it is crazy and chaos and you're wondering why you do it, but then sitting around then after the fact, even with my kids, like when we talk about the rink that we had in the backyard, and those are the kind of the moments that at the time you think it's so exhausting, but you realize that's what they remember and you remember, and so I'm excited to hear those stories with everyone, and just kind of reminisce on really how special it is to grow up in where we are, and how we can celebrate hockey.
It's so true, and so well said, Kristi. And I think of those times we had a backyard rink too. We live in St. Paul with these tiny yards, but my husband used every possible inch to the point where I had to walk over ice to get to the garage. But we were like, we don't care. We're going to have a backyard rink. And just the sound, like I will walk by some of these homes in the winter and I hear the sound of the stick on the ice and the puck and the scratching of the skates. And to me, it just brings back so many memories. And I know for you, Jill, it's like you think about the senior night and all the things that go through your mind and knowing that it's over and how much you loved it. I've had people say to me, I can't believe you were a hockey mom. It's an expensive sport. It's so much time. But to me, I wouldn't have traded it for anything. The 17 years, the friends you make, and the restaurant reservations I had to make for teams of 47 with their families, yes, and the parties, and just all the hoopla involved with it, and the stress of being a goalie mom. Don't ever let your son or daughter be a goalie. I'm serious. What the heck were we thinking? I have no idea why we did that. I remember he hugged us when we finally said, all right, and we were buying him the goalie gear, and I thought, what did we just do? It was a lot of stress, I'll tell you. I'm glad that's over.
When you mentioned that, my reaction was like, oh no, you're a goalie mom. You always saw the parents of goalies, you could tell the stress, and they always sat away from the rest of the parents because you just had to channel that in. But another thing that we had in common was the fact that we also had the outdoor rink in the backyard. And I loved those winter nights where it would just be peaceful and the skating. And even when the kids were little and they had the folding chair out there when they were learning how to skate. And another, when you brought up the ordering, I think only hockey parents recognize when you're making an order with a group of people and you order by the jersey number, yes, versus it was like, yep, you can just put it on number 15 tab. Like it was always, that was the way to coordinate because you had so many families that were enjoying that time together. So I love all this because we can all appreciate the world that we come from.
Jill, did you ever play?
I did not play hockey. We did not have high school hockey where I grew up in St. Cloud. Now, obviously, there's been so much more development in the youth and, for girls especially. And I love to see the growth of the female side of the story. And I hope that we'll be able to host the women's side of the World Juniors in future years, because obviously this is just for the guys this time around, but just celebrating both guys and girls in hockey is so much fun.
It's never too late because I started when I was 45.
Okay.
I'm 57. I put down the skates now. I know Kristi is a really good hockey player.
I can skate, but I don't know how well I'm as a hockey. I gave up, when you had the parent-kid games when they were little, I had to kind of like hang it up and ban them because I'm like, this is too hard. Like they're going after us and it's getting too physical. So
Kristi, I love that you still play. You're out there.
Well, I don't know if I'm playing, but I'm out there. I love to skate. Yeah, I mean I understand the game, so that's kind of fun to experience. And yes, but back to hearing the skates cutting the outdoor ice, there isn't a better sound. It's just, yeah, it's special.
Okay, how about the smell of the ice? That first time you walk into the arena when the season starts, and only hockey people will understand this, the smell of that ice. It's not the hockey smell. I'm not talking hockey smell yet, but just that ice, just that feeling.
Because yes, nothing can describe that smell either.
I can't imagine Kristi's house
that's just,
over the years.
It's just not
Three
not
hockey players. Did you have a trick to getting all that stuff clean?
Wait, no, we had a special room.
Leave it in the garage.
I had a special room. Yes, that's exactly. There was a little special room in the garage, and it was actually vented differently when we built the house. We knew that's what we wanted. But yes, the smell. Well, there is like a tub thing you can throw it all in the hot water, and then you add a little bit of this. There's the recipe out there, and then I would take a hockey stick and I just whoosh it around, and how dirty that water is crazy.
I learned that it's more about the gloves, though. That's where a lot of the terrible smell comes from.
Yeah,
but
hands.
We'll move on from the wonderful smells. The one thing I did want to call out with regards to World Juniors, and which I really appreciate, that it's going to be across Minnesota. This is not something that's just in the Twin Cities. I mean, some of those, the early games, the exhibition games that are going to be happening leading into, we're hitting all parts of Minnesota. And it's really bringing that community together. Granted, the finals will be here, both in St. Paul and Minneapolis. So it's exciting to see that we're going to have, there's the group at Grand Casino Arena in St. Paul that it's the U.S. bracket, and then there's also the Canadian bracket that's going to be at the 3M Arena at Mariucci on the U of M campus. But as you said, Vineeta, like they just released single game tickets. So you can there's a variety of different packages. And the best thing to do is to go on to mnsportsandevents.org. They have all the different ticket packages, and there's so many awesome opportunities available. And it's something that you'll never forget to participate in.
It's so true. Can we brag just for a second, though? Because we were all in Ottawa and we saw how they set it up. It was fine and everything. I think we are going to just hit it out of the ballpark.
Sure.
I mean, really, we are going to kill it here because we have the great light rail between 3M Arena at Mariucci and Grand Casino Arena. We have so many more, Mall of America, for people to go to, the things people are going to be able to do, the stuff that's going to be going on at River Center. And I had heard there are little cars on there's going to be like a rink.
Oh, yeah, they have like the bumper cars.
Bumper cars, bumper ice cars. I mean, they have thought of everything Minnesota Sports and Events has. And I just feel like we are just going to be above and beyond what any other host site has done. And that makes me really proud of this community. That's why we want to see, the arena filled with fans just to continue that.
Absolutely. So to wrap this up, believe it or not, we're getting at the end of the podcast here. So I have to get a little bit of fun facts and a little friendly competition being hockey moms. Oh. So Kristi, I'm going to start with you and then we'll flip over to Vineeta. What is the coldest rink that you've ever been in?
Freiburger Arena in Duluth, Minnesota. We call it Freezeburger.
I have been there. How about you, Vineeta?
Moose Lake.
Okay.
Oh, Moose Lake was so cold. Yeah.
Okay. Kristi, how about your favorite rink snack or coffee order?
Oof. This is a hard one. Jeez.
I got one. I got one while she's thinking.
My taco in the bag. I have to try them all at every place.
Walking taco, a fan favorite.
Yep.
Like it. Especially when it's out of a crock pot, right?
Totally. Totally.
Yep.
That's totally old. Popcorn. I've got, when you smell that fresh popcorn at some of these rinks, I love a big thing of that and hot chocolate.
Those are my go-tos as well. I love that. Okay, Kristi, how many blankets do you usually bring to a game?
2.
One to sit on, one to wrap in?
Yep.
Okay. How about you, Vineeta?
Maybe to share.
When I remember, it would be 2. I've regretted not remembering and sitting on some of those metal bleachers in some of the small arenas. You remember very quickly the next time to bring your blanket. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Kristi, how about what's your go-to pump-up song before a big tournament? Those boys need to be pumped up, but the parents do as well.
Well, everyone's going to laugh at me, but I don't. Mine's Pat Benatar, We Belong. I don't know why, but it just gets me going.
I love it.
Okay, I got 2. AC/DC, Shoot to Thrill, which I love, and Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are great.
How about you, Jill?
Oh, we do a lot of rock, like a lot of, just pump up, I would say AC/DC type of, because it was always driving to the rink too, those days when you just had to get your kids, like wake them up, let's go. So anything that had a lot of power, a lot of, just the beat as far as get them going. So, okay, best part of being a hockey mom in one word, Vineeta.
Boy, gosh, best part in one word.
One word.
Boy, you are tough. Friendships.
I like that. How about you, Kristi?
I was going to say hugs from the kids after the games, and then hugs from seeing people when you greet them in the rink.
Great.
I love that. And for me, it would be community. I think it's just those connections. It's special and they last forever. So,
but let's face it, we really mean victory, right?
Win. Yes. Victory
baby.
Wins. We love it. Well, this has been a really fun conversation. And I love that through all the early mornings, cold rinks, and busy weekends, hockey moms always find ways to show up for each other. And that's exactly what this coming event is all about. And we're excited to see everybody on November 13th. So Vineeta, Kristi, thank you for joining me. And thank you for everything that you do in celebrating this amazing community and being hockey moms. So for anyone listening, mark your calendars for November 13th at Mall of America in the Huntington Bank Rotunda for the Hockey Mom Face-Off. Come join us, share some laughs, and get ready to cheer for Team USA at World Juniors Championships this winter. Thanks for listening. Share this with your family and friends, and we'll see you next time on So Much More. Thanks for listening to So Much More, a Mall of America podcast. Subscribe wherever you find your favorite podcasts. This show is presented by Bloomington, Minnesota Travel and Tourism.